state, as the terror group has already been raking in tens of millions of dollars from heroin and opium every year. This is a former Time correspondent who wrote that op-ed. With that, we bring in Ambassador Stephen McFarland, led a reconstruction team in Iraq alongside the U.S. Marines, also former U.S. ambassador to Guatemala. Good to see you, sir. We appreciate it. It feels like a pretty bad combination. Murderous terrorists, U.S. weapons that they captured from the Afghan army, and unlimited funds from selling heroin around the world.
Yep. That is the world in which the United States has to operate, though. You have to take on not only dangerous and difficult, but also near impossible situations. So here's how I see it. The Taliban, of course, have been increasingly involved in the drug trade. The year that the United States knocked them out of power was the year they'd actually clamped down on opium production and generated a lot of opposition. But as soon as they were insurgents, they began linking up more and more of the drug trade. So too, unfortunately, did a lot of the local political leaders, including some with connections to the Karzai and Ghani administrations in Afghanistan. So, but Afghanistan depends enormously on the drug trade, the opium to heroin trade, and that probably brings in $2 billion a year, maybe more.
And this caught our eye. Afghan kingpins now control roughly 85% of the world opium supply. That's according to the United Nations. Like traffickers everywhere, the Afghan cartel will invest in chaos. It's good for business. And what's good for the Afghan drug business is good for the Taliban. 85% of the world opium supply, you now have pricing power.
They do. The question, though, is how much they can control it. It's one thing to be controlling parts of the business and areas of the country where you're predominant, particularly in southern Afghanistan. It's another to try to control it in its entirety. So they were able to tax it, and they got tens of millions, probably hundreds of millions of dollars a year from that activity. Their challenge now, though, is as government is, first of all, they need to get money, and opium might be a great source of money. Two, there are an awful lot of people in Afghanistan who are heavily invested in the drug trade, and they don't want to continue. In fact, they'll probably want to expand since there's reduction in violence. At the same time, their neighbors, the people most likely to recognize them first, Russia, China, Pakistan, Iran, the former Soviet republics, they're all kind of, they're deeply worried about the drug trade. And so they're going to press the Taliban to cut back. And you'll probably get statements like I heard they say today that they're going to cut back. I think it's easy to say it, and I wouldn't believe it until I started seeing things on the ground.
Yeah, they also said that there weren't going to be any child brides, and then you get all these reports of 12-year-olds being pulled from houses and raped, and their fathers shot and killed in the street. Yep. So trust the Taliban at your own peril, I guess would be the right way to put it. Ambassador, we appreciate your time. Thank you. Great perspective.
Thank you very much.
All right. Coming up next is the talk of late night. Yes, we're talking about Joe Biden. How even the liberal talk show hosts are now making fun of the president. What that means when we come back.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because as a fiduciary, it's our responsibility to always put clients first.
So you do it because